I don't know if any of you guys have seen these. Are called PEM certs or PEM nuts. They're pretty cool. They go inside a pre-drilled hole like that. These are M4. Slide in. This is aluminium. Mostly working aluminium. You can put them in with your arbor press or shop press, or even with a specialist tool like a tool and die fitted to an eye setter or something like that. But this is the easy way because there's very little going on with these. Stick it in, tighten it up. You'll find there's a little crimpy bit on the underside there. How well you can see that. Trying to show it to you. It's going to focus on that, is it? Too close? Yeah, try and get it focus. Be about as good as I'm going to get. Anyway, that crimpy bit is what holds, as you can see. Once it's in solid. Pretty cool. Just taking it off. Take off the thing, and there you go. Nice little solid nut inside those brackets. Pretty cool, huh? That's not, of course, the reason why I turned the video on today. I wanted to talk to you about focusing on your goals, or more to the point of how you achieve your goals. Most people who buy these CNC machines buy them to make some money, be it part-time or full-time, and then many struggle to get going. One of the biggest issues, of course, is knowing what to make, which is an ongoing dilemma for many people. But the really cool thing is there's stacks and stacks of stuff, even on YouTube here, where people who are making things are showing you what to make, what's selling, which is even better. And bless them, they even then give you the file. Well, not say give you, they mostly sell you the files that you then need to go and make those products. And that's pretty damn decent of them, I think. The trouble is, and this is where so many fall down, is if you just copy it carte blanche, you're then instantly competing with A, the person who made it in the first place, who's offered you the file to download, but B, thousands and thousands of YouTube viewers who potentially have gone on to buy that file and making exactly the same thing. So you end up out competing each other, because there's only so many platforms you can sell on. It's only so many visitors you can get to your own websites. You've then got to rely on Etsy and eBay and so on and so forth. Facebook Marketplace, blah blah. It soon becomes pretty saturated, and you go to any of the portfolio sites where the people have been selling stuff for some time, and I'm thinking here, if you go into, for example, the wedding sector to look at what signs and table decorations and other bits and bobs that people make en masse for the wedding sector, they're literally all identical. They all sort of watch the same craft videos, the same how-tos, and they just end up being a mulch of the same thing. And I think this is where it gets let down, and I think this is where with a bit of thought and a bit of planning, you can make it stand out, make it work for you even better. And my top tip for getting into the CNC sector is create your own niche, or get into a niche. But by saying a niche, I don't just mean go into, say, supplying the wedding industry, or supplying kitchenware, if you're into chopping boards and that kind of stuff. I'm not saying just stick to physically the niche, I should say, for you American people. Stick to that niche religiously in that way. What I'm talking about when I'm saying getting a niche is, yes, have a decent vertical market that's quite popular. I think that's very important. It's no good selling things that are specifically for a small minority of people. So you do need to find a large marketplace for the products you're making. But what's more important is find out what you can to make your product stand out within that marketplace. If you just copy exactly as shown or as downloaded off the off the net from the files you purchase, or even some you get for free. You're going to end up just, you know, it's just what I call churn, and you'll probably get fairly hacked off that you don't quite make the volume of sales that you want to, because or without actually blowing the budget and reducing the price down to some ridiculous level. So the important thing is to try and find your niche within a niche. I think that's probably the best way of describing it. So find the marketplace that you want to go into, whether it's chopping boards or whether it's say wedding sector or workshop tools or whatever it is you want to do, but then put your own stamp on any product that you make. And slowly but surely you will find you will develop a style, a signature, whatever you want to call it, that permeates throughout the rest of your product base, that makes you stand out and become recognizable. Let's call it building a brand, to keep it simple. But it also then makes your products unique and disparate to whatever else is out there. And that's got to be a good thing for anyone. We started out making bits and bobs. It's a long story, but essentially we were slightly lucky in that when the recent pandemic hit, we were making products that kind of related to that industry, what people wanted for health and hygiene. So we kind of took off by accident on that regard. But once that was over, I didn't want to return to the niche I was working in beforehand, because that was still very slow and sales were very, very awkward in that regard. So we had to identify other things. Plus I wanted to make a lot more smaller products that would sell faster, rather than sort of projects that went on for a couple of months and were quite large. So we ended up making products for tool holding or workshops, and in particular we ended up making our products for the car detailing sector. So we made a lot of products that were unique to that particular industry. Some of them crossed over still into workshops. We did very well. I mean, this one we're making the brackets for now is a glove box holder. So as you can imagine, there's umpteen size glove boxes you can buy. You buy 2 different glove boxes in 2 different shops, and it's, you know, the same gloves inside, but they're ultimately a different size box. And it was getting very frustrating. We had numerous different sizes, but the people would order the wrong size, wouldn't measure the boxes properly, despite us trying to specify, you know, outline it. So we ended up making this universal one, which has a bracket that goes in there, slides in, adjust the size and clamp it, and that's where the glove box goes. But you notice, if you looked at all our range, they all have this similar sort of fascia features. Doesn't matter what products it is, you know, we've got a packing tape holder, it's very similar. We've got a paper towel holder, very similar. And it then permeates into even our DA holders and all the rest. We've developed this style so it makes us stand out. So that's us developing a niche within the detailing sector. So it's not just us making detailing products, we're making our own unique products within that environment. So there you go. That was just something that occurred to me while I was putting this together and getting all these cleaned up. Think about what you're doing. By all means, you know, listen to the guys who explain how to make things and you know, showing you the creative side and giving you the files to go away and do the same for yourself. But take that as a starting point, and then go and add your signature, your style, or some flourish, some addition to those products that make you and your products unique and stand out. There you go. That's a big help. Take care. Cheers.